Do they watch movies, play games, and watch television together? What else? When you choose a partner, what should be the criteria that ensure you work things out for all the coming years with your partner? Story 1. Well, we talk, go on fun walks, take vacations, spend our days working as a team, go on dates, go out with friends, see family members, and watch movies. Story 2. Been together for 19 years and married for 15 years, with 4 children ranging from 3 to 11. Life is busy. She is my partner and best friend. When problems arise, she is the shoulder I lean on. We have been together for over half our lives, and I could not imagine going through life without her. Story 3. Going on 13 years. What do married people do? You either thrive, survive, or divorce. You have to be compatible in more ways than you think. We just really hit it off and could have been just best friends. But we did other things. We ended up in love and married as a result. I think compatibility is something we all believe we have with our partners, but it's not fixed and it can change. How you handle that change is what impacts many long-term relationships. She and I have grown a lot together, and now we are parents. Everything we do is a partnership and team effort. No one thing is solely our responsibility unless we want it to be or one of us is stronger at it. If you were to remove the physical and romantic parts of your relationship, ask yourself if you would genuinely be interested in being their friend. If the honest answer isn't immediately yes, then you have some reflection to do. The next thing I would say is effort. We get complacent in relationships. I know I'm guilty of it. Effort starts to decrease as we treat long-term relationships as a guaranteed outcome. You stop putting in the effort your partner is looking for, and that seems to be the catalyst for many divorces. It spreads into a variety of outcomes that ultimately end the relationship. Make an effort to improve your relationship. Go out of your way to do so. Be spontaneous about it, and I'm willing to bet you'll be glad you did. It doesn't even have to be big things. To summarize, prioritize compatibility and always put in effort to stay compatible. Story 4. I have been married for 20 years. When you marry the right person, it gets better. Best advice. Marry a person who could be your best friend even if physical intimacy were removed from the relationship. When you have that, you will never lose the physical intimacy. Story 5. Make sure you travel well together. 2 weeks on the road, cross-country or overseas, will tell you a lot about how someone handles various types of stress, unfamiliar cultures, money, and people in general. Story 6. Not married, but engaged. We do the things you mentioned. We watch television, play board games, card games, and video games, but also many other activities. We cook together, go out to restaurants, bars, and cafes, and take city breaks. We talk and gossip. We enjoy cinema dates, shopping for clothes, hanging out with friends, interior design, and do-it-yourself projects for our home. The most important thing is to not lose yourself in the relationship. We have things we both enjoy but specifically do not do together. She prefers physical activities such as gym workouts, sports, running, and long scenic cycling trips, and she has friends I am not invited to hang out with. I prefer creative activities like visiting art galleries, museums, reading, writing my own stories, and music production, and I have friends I spend time with without her. We always make sure to carve out time for both our separate and joint activities. Story 7. Which obviously would decrease after a few years. Does it? No one tell my wife. If she hasn't figured that out in over a decade, that's on her. Beyond that, since we are both introverts who like to read, we read together, watch movies now and then, go for long walks on weekends, just generally spend time together. I just finished Department Q recently. That is a very good show. Story 8. For the majority of the last 14 years, we have spent our nights together, hanging out and doing normal activities such as talking, watching movies, and listening to music when we are not out doing something else. It never gets boring when you are with the right person. I spent about 6 hours with her last night, just talking and listening to music over a few beers. I am excited that she will be home from work soon so we can do it again. Story 9. My wife is not much of a sports player, so we do not do that together, but your first line captures a lot of what we do together. We play board games, which is often a good excuse to just chat and catch up after our busy days. We watch television and movies together. We do not often read together, but we often discuss the books we have been reading. Story 10. Choose a partner who is your teammate and best friend, someone with whom you can be your worst self. Focus on kindness, patience, respect, and shared everyday moments rather than excitement or appearances. Story 11. You need to be aligned on the important things. Do you want children? Are careers important to you? Do you want to move abroad at some point? How important is saving money to you compared to spending? What will you do when your parents get older and need care? What are their religious views? What are their political views? You need to figure out what your deal breakers are and what you can live with. It is why I think you have to know yourself before you get married. People change or realize they are someone different from who they thought they were, and this leads to issues down the line. Story 12. I have been with my wife for almost 10 years and married for 6 of those. She is my best friend. I do everything with her, or at least I tell her everything. We haven't had many intimate moments in a while since we've been borderline homeless since the start of the year. That being said, something I think will help any kind of relationship is the Love Languages book. If you are interested in someone, it is helpful to find out what they are interested in romantically. To answer your questions, we spend the majority of our evenings watching TV or playing video games together. At the start of the summer, we would take morning walks, and now we do evening walks. We started playing obscure board games as well. I had gotten her into Magic, The Gathering, but then I ended up beating her too many times. When I started dating my wife, I was 20, so I never thought of being married. Best advice I could give about criteria for a partner: whoever you are comfortable with. Story 13. Tonight we are going to dinner, spending time together, then going to karaoke. Other nights we watch television, play board games, drink beer, listen to music, hang out with friends, take weekend getaways, go to a show or a bar, or do whatever else. Story 14. Together with my partner for 23 years and married for 18. What do married people do? Well, you just live your lives the same as anyone, but you get to do it with your best friend. We also have 2 children, which in the early days is a real handful. We get to share our worst and best experiences with each other. You always have someone in your corner supporting you and who is going to be there for you no matter what happens. It's a great feeling. In terms of what to look for, I would say find someone you can be yourself around and who can be the same with you. My wife is the calm center of my universe. I can be absolutely relaxed and secure with my wife in a way I'm not with any other person in the world. Look for someone who is loyal and honest, committed, and mature. And if you find a woman who truly loves you for who you are, do not disregard her, as she may be the greatest thing that ever happens to you. Story 15. Arguments should not turn into intense fights. Some women think it is passionate, but it is just a lack of maturity. If you argue heatedly over small issues, bigger problems will become battles where everyone loses. Story 16. Your spouse is not your entertainment center. Choose a wife who wants to build the same kind of life that you want to build, whether it is a family, a business, or a charity. Looking to a spouse as a vacation destination will not end happily. Just ask all those divorcees who were bored and left their ex. Story 17. This is a strange question because the answer is quite literally almost anything and everything. Do you have something you have always wanted to try but have been too afraid or shy to do alone? Your spouse is coming. The same goes for what they want to do. For me, at least, I married my best friend. So we do the hobbies that brought us together, try new things, watch movies, cook, travel, make plans for our future, and take steps to achieve them. Sexual frequency varies, but doing fun activities together is consistent for us. I guess the advice is to marry the person you would most like to sit with in a hospital waiting room and at the same time would choose for a romantic getaway to an island. They fill both roles. Story 18. Both sides should always put effort into the relationship and themselves. Do not get lazy. Do not get comfortable. When I say comfortable, I mean having the mentality of, oh, I am married, so I do not have to do this anymore. Story 19. Life trajectories, goals, shared routines, shared interests. If you like the same shows, music, museums, stores, or activities, you will spend more time together, build stronger bonds, and have more shared experiences. She needs to be your best friend. You can have your time apart, but that should not be where you are growing. Common projects are important. Can you trust her to be dependable? Would you start a business with her? Or is she irresponsible and does she make bad decisions? Story 20. Our intimate moments now are about double what they were when we got together 20 years ago, so take that for what it is worth. Other than that, we share hobbies. We watch television, play video games, and generally just enjoy spending time together. You do not have to fill all or even half of your day with activities. You should find someone you genuinely like to be around, and the rest will work itself out. Story 21. After a few years, sex did not decline for me until my late 40s. We watch many of the same movies and read many of the same books, but not entirely. She watches movies that I do not, and the same goes for me. We spend a lot of time together. I work on my hobby while she works on hers, side by side but on different activities. Sometimes one of us adjusts a hobby to accommodate the other's hobby. For example, if my wife has a big sewing project, I will read a book or play a game on my Switch so that I am in the room with her. If I have something that requires a lot of attention, she will knit or read a book while I focus on my task. Story 22. Low maintenance and being easy to please should be towards the top of the list in partner traits, in my opinion. Story 23. Married 30 years this month. We go for walks together, go to the pub, the gym, go running, watch television, but we also give each other space. She has friends, and so do I. We also have friends in common with whom we have meals or nights out. Sometimes we go to a mall together. More often, she goes alone and I do my own thing. Sometimes she watches a show she likes, but I do not. And I'll be in my man cave watching something I like or playing on my computer. She is my best friend, but not my only friend. Story 24. Over 20 years married. Trust in each other and your intentions. If you fight about petty things or constantly question your partner's intentions, marriage will make it worse. You have to believe in each other and treat each other with respect. Story 25. Shared interests and character are important. Shared interests, in particular, provide a lot of time together, and character makes you want to spend more time together no matter what. Story 26. I enjoy doing everything and nothing at all with my wife. From exciting overseas trips to mundane cooking and grocery shopping, and even just scrolling on our phones beside each other. It's easy to find someone to share fun times with, but someone who makes mundane times enjoyable and bad times bearable is wife material. Story 27. We do our own things and we do things together. Binge watch television, stay active outdoors, play games, discuss politics and religion, cook together, work out together, go to movies, dinner, and concerts together, and do community service together. We also do these things individually and do not lose our own sense of self, even though we are like one together. Story 28. Lots of things. The best was when our children were small, and one of us was burned out from watching them. The other would say, "I'll take over. Why don't you go drive somewhere?" Now we alternate walking the dog. On that note, look for someone with a good heart. If you see someone with a dog and you both want to pet it, that is a good sign. Story 29. You should be able to sit in silence comfortably without wondering if someone should speak. You should make your choice based on how you both fight. How you make love is important, but how you fight is even more important. In those moments, people show who they really are beneath the compliments, the looks, and the sweet talks. They reveal their true self, the ugly, the bad, the irritating, the frustrated, and the overwhelmed self. If that is someone you can live with, and love, then you are good for life. Story 30. Married 4 years and in a relationship for 7 years before marriage. Your partner should be your best friend, someone who is your teammate. It is basically you both against the world. Intimacy is part of marriage, not the focal point. If you are not willing to grow together, not just in age but as people, you will have a hard time. Exchanging ideas and experiences is important. After a while, you will know almost everything about your partner. Their worldviews, priorities, what they care about, and what they do not. This shapes the relationship. My wife reacts differently than I do in certain situations because she is a different person. We do not always think alike, but we both know that the other person is speaking from experience. We do not always share hobbies, but we try to participate in each other's interests and have a good time. If you love someone, you enjoy their happiness, not just the activity they are doing. My wife loves cooking new recipes. I can eat the same meal for a week without problem. But seeing her joyful about the cake she is baking, looking at it every few minutes in the oven, and giving me updates like it is the best thing in the world is a feeling that melts my heart. Her eyes filled with excitement to see how it turns out. Marriage is filled with these small things that mean the world. And yes, sex is great paired with all this. Story 31. I know many people avoid religion, but for me, the Bible provides great insight on how to treat your wife. It offers much understanding. Ecclesiastes 9 verses 9 to 10, New International Version. 9. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun. For this is your lot in life and in your toilsome labor under the sun. Story 32. In 30 years of marriage, sex with my wife has never lost its appeal. We still have sex about 5 to 6 times a week. Less is not definite. Story 33. I want someone with their own hobbies and occasional interest in spending time together. I also like having space and do not do well with others. Story 34. Raising children together is a challenging task and a worthy goal that can keep a couple committed for years. Story 35. In all honesty, I am 6 years in, and it has not diminished the essential part at all. We play games together, watch movies together, and do everything except work out together. Story 36. We travel together. We have a pretty ornate yard and tend to it together, filling each empty spot with heaps of new ground covers, perennials, and flowers. We take road trips to places within a 6-hour drive for various reasons. Story 37. Married for more than 15 years. We still spend a lot of time being intimate. Other than that, we hang out together a lot and do activities together. We both like to travel and eat out. We do things with friends. When choosing a partner, I think you need 3 things. First, the sexual excitement and compatibility have to be there. Second, she has to be someone I want to spend time with. Third, you want someone who is your intellectual equal. Story 38. 13 years here and I still chase her around the house. I am still in love too and really look forward to spending time with her as much as I can. I was so lucky to find my angel and am so happy she is still with me. Story 39. Find someone you do not get sick of being with all the time. If it is true when you are young, it will be true when you are older. Conversely, I dated some attractive girls when I was young, but aside from intimate time and hanging out, after a while I was ready to go back to my place and do my own thing. Do not marry one of those. Story 40. My opinion has always been to look for the parent of your child. What do you want that person to be like? Let that guide you. Story 41. My girlfriend and I have been together for over 6 years, and we still have sex as much as when we first met. Maybe more. I hope we go to bed soon. Story 42. I do almost everything with my wife. She is my best friend. I aspire, I confide, I share, hope, and dream. Sure, we cook, sing, and travel together. It is much deeper than intimacy. I have always said it this way. I wanted a partner with whom I could have a good time at Walmart. Her presence brightens my day, and I hope I do the same for her. We have been married 15 years this year, so something might be working. Story 43. Married over 40 years. In our 70s, we go out to eat a couple of times per week with friends. We volunteer in church. Most of the time, we sit in our den watching television. My wife does puzzles, we watch videos, and read books. We can sit for hours without speaking and be perfectly comfortable. My wife brings peace to our lives. Look for a woman who will bring peace to your life. Story 44. I'm not married by document, but everything else checks out. Eat out. Dance around the house. Go for walks. Have some fights. Make up. Debate. Share stories. Eat some more. Window shop our dream houses. Go for drives. Cuddle. Watch shows. Cuddle our neighbor's dog. Walk his mom's dog. Get ice cream. Spend time in nature. Drink cocktails. chase each other around the house. Both have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Story 45. Find a person whom you can remain fond of even on days when your mood is low and you both have a cold. Someone with whom you enjoy talking and sharing interests. Story 46. If you have the same psychotropic drugs or the same mental disorders in common, then you will last a very long time. Story 47. Common interest is important. Even if your hobbies don't align, someone will love being around the person they love and enjoy seeing them happy. Doing what their partner loves makes them happy, so they do it just to see them excited and to be a part of it. Actually, liking the person you're with is very important. You can't love someone in small amounts. You can't love someone just for their beauty, style, or status. This is why marriages don't last. Your partner should be your best friend, your co-pilot, and your most trusted advisor. I dislike the idea that intimacy somehow diminishes after marriage. You finally get to live with the person you can't keep your hands off, and suddenly you don't want to touch them. What? Story 48. To be honest, I have no hack, notes, or sense of what can or should last anymore. I got divorced from my best friend after a decade together because we radically grew apart between years 10 and 12. We tried to hold on to the good parts, but eventually realized we did not want to spend time together anymore. What can work and be perfect for a while does not mean it should last forever. I wish people could have healthier expectations around relationships ending, not as a failure but as something that ran its course, and that is okay. Story 49. We play Mario Kart together. We daydream. We have meaningful conversations. We watch TikTok together. We cook together. We talk for at least 15 minutes in bed before sleeping about anything without any distractions. We plan and go on holidays. Story 50. She is my best friend, and our intimacy has actually improved after 20 years. It has its ups and downs. We travel and enjoy movies, everything best friends might do. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.